What up, guys? Fangu Joka. Sorry, I had to, cause that Kamen Rider form was sick. Granted, it was funny. It's like half of this episode was the Kamen Rider fight, and the other half was basically just wrapping up everything that happened in the case. And once again, I did somewhat see Ryu's Kamen Rider form, but unfortunately, once again, as I stated in my reaction, we only really saw it being mentioned. We didn't really see it being performed, if that makes sense. We didn't see the hensh or anything like that. So, but it's fine. I'm sure at some point we're gonna see it, and I will admit, I am very much looking to seeing how well this performs. Again, I'm very eager to see that. But hopefully, because I mean, there's a bit of hope for that. I'm not sure what you guys think, but do you think Tokime might end up being a Kamen Rider too? I mean, the only reason why I even considered it is because she ended up getting her own stag phone, which is, it gives me hope that maybe she might end up being a new Kamen Rider in their arsenal. Now, that's not necessarily confirmed, but it's something that I would like to see, you know what I mean? I mean, of course, if she doesn't end up being a Kamen Rider, that's fine. It's just like a little something that I would personally want. What would you think? Do you think Tokime has what it takes to be a Kamen Rider? Let me know in the comment section down below. And I guess I'll mention it again right here, just in case. If you guys can let me know how many episodes the series is gonna have, that'd be great. But if no one knows, that's perfectly fine too. I will have to admit, it was very interesting to see. So, at first I thought like Philip acted as a catalyst or some kind of medium in order to help Shotaro become a Kamen Rider, but it turns out the roles can be reversed for either Shotaro or Philip, either way, which I do like that because it gives room for Philip to shine. It's not completely make Shota, like, I know they both become Kamen Rider W, but I'm glad to see that either one of them can be the one driving the form, if that makes sense. I like that. So Philip can also, he can throw down. Philip can definitely throw down. Of course, though, either way, both their consciousness are there whenever they henshin. It's just who has more control. I can tell for the most part is gonna be Shotaro, and I'm very curious. Is Fang Joker like their strongest form currently to date, or is there a form superior to that? Either way, that form is extremely powerful from what I can tell. It's a good thing though that Philip didn't went berserk. Again, someone before told me that while Philip is in this form, he kind of goes a little bit on the berserker side. So it's a good thing to see that as long as Shotaro's consciousness is there with him, it's able to let him maintain control without becoming a rampaging monster. Similar to all these guys whenever they use the Gaia memory. But now it seems like more threat are on the horizon. We get a gigantic demon looking long neck dinosaur, and then we see like a bug woman with very fan servicey. You'll know what I mean toward the end of the episode. But as of right now, I will have to admit I'm very more interested in seeing more of the enemy. Like, what was it, Bando, especially his connected to Tokime. I'm going to guess that he is Tokime's brother or father. Now, the reason why I say that is because they look very much related. They look related. They look like they could be siblings or father and daughter, but I'm pretty sure it's siblings because they both look about the same age. Now, the reason why I say that is because clearly there's more to Tokime's character than just being an assistant. Like, that is 100% facts. I already know her character ain't just made to be an assistant. She's probably going to be like an end game character leading toward the end of the series. Honestly, I can easily see her dying as well toward the end of the series. Which again, I'm not saying I want that. I really don't. I personally want, like me personally, I want her to be a permanent member of the group and not just being something temporary for this series, as well as her being a common writer. I'm just saying I would love her for her to be the common writer. I feel like she could. I feel like she has what it takes. But again, I'm not sure how would it go though because, well, because Shotaro and Philip's henshin is like a unison. I'm not sure if in this common writer series you need to have another consciousness to be a common writer, or if this is something just completely unique to Philip and Shotaro. Again, that I'm not entirely sure yet. You guys can let me know. And more than anything, again, I'm just very much interested in seeing more henshins, even though I will admit the henshins are not super prominent in the series. It's more so the detective side. I've noticed the detective side is more the prominent thing in the series. The henshins come in once there's a situation that can't be handled by normal detective means, and even then, the henshin forms are not that very apparent, but which is fine. Excuse me. Sorry guys, a little later now. I'm fitting to go to bed in a bit. But yeah, the henshin forms aren't exactly like the main focus of the series, in my opinion. It's more so, again, the detective side as well as how the characters interact with every other character within every other case. It kind of gives me like Death Note kind of vibes, and I'm not strictly talking about the art, because I will admit the art, well, at least to me, gives me Death Note. Like the art kind of looks like Death Note artwork, which isn't a bad thing. It's good. It gives it more of a realistic look rather than a more anime. Because you know, guys, the difference between a realistic anime kind of look versus a too anime kind of look. Like, for example, how the characters look here look very too anime-ish. Of course, they're meant to represent chibis, but most very more so dedicated anime series have, like the big, massive eyes, the small... basically like this. Which, I have no problem with that. But I'm not sure if that's something I would want for Kamen Rider, otherwise it feels too anime. For Kamen Rider, I do like the more realistic anime style feel, because it makes it feel less anime and more of its own thing. Either way though, again, great episode, looking forward to more, and hopefully it's going to be a long running series. I really don't want it to be like 12. Honestly, if we were to go by normal Kamen Rider episode, like series length, it should be around like 50 episodes. And if it does become that, I'm not complaining. The more Fuuto PI, the better, I'd say. But yeah, at this point in time, what do you guys think of this series? Do you think it's as good as W? Do you feel like well, I don't think it's right to say if it's fair. Okay, do you think it's doing it justice, equal to Kamen Rider W, off of just first impressions? Of course, we're gonna get an overall thought process toward the end of the series, but first impressions wise, how do you think it lives up to its predecessor? Well, is predecessor the right word? Or like, the previous, the prequel to this, which is Kamen Rider W. Do you think it holds up well? Do you think it's doing okay? Are you disappointed? Me personally, I don't really have knowledge of W to really compare it, but off of just a standard Kamen Rider series, like a standalone kind of thing, I say it's doing a good job. I personally am enjoying it, and I'm actually looking forward to see what comes out next time, which should be in... Okay, so if this episode came out in September 4th, the next one should be on the 11th, right? The 11th? Okay, so today, well, technically now it's the 8th, which is a Thursday, Saturday. Yeah. So like this upcoming Sunday, we should be getting a new episode. Yeah, for sure, for sure. But uh, can't wait to see what happens in the next one. And once again, I want to see Ryu's um, henshin sequence. I would love to see it. I would love to see it. But that's it for me, though, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Once again, let me know all your thoughts relating to this episode and just overall Fuuto PI in general in the comment section down below. I'd love to have a discussion with you all. I'd love to hear your thoughts and let me know your overall thought process on this. I really don't think I've heard much negativity or really any negativity at all regarding to this as the sequel to Kamen Rider W. But yeah, peace. I'm out.